out, or they'll be sitting listening with their jaws on the floor. It'll be one of the two.
Do you think all this is in connection, Sherry, with the year 2012?
Well, you know what? You know what's really funny is people that think I'm really crazy about this alien thing will listen to Sylvia Brown on Montel Williams.
Right.
And I guess she said on the air one day last week or the week before that we would visibly see aliens in the year 2010.
So if Sylvia Brown says it, it's cool. If you say it, it's crazy.
Well, I would agree with the year date. I've seen it in the codes.
2010?
Where 2010 is basically the year Armageddon starts. Armageddon's going to be like maybe a 2-year war. It's not going to be something that happens just overnight. It's going to happen for many years. And if the Antichrist comes during, 2009, 2010, when we start the last half of the tribulation, then yes, they would be here. Some people believe everything's going to be over the year 2007, or it just starts 2007. We've definitely got activity the last couple of years, 2009, 2010, 2011.
Or it could start in 2012.
But you know what? Yeah, and the thing is that the codes always have delayed and accelerated, which is why I won't put these timelines on the site.
Like my Pastor Harry Rapture code with 2011.
And you knew that caused me to pull my hair out of my head?
Well, it's still there, but that is true. Sometimes the word delayed is in the code, and people don't stop to look for the word.
Yeah, and unless you know what to look for. I get emails from people telling me I just got a code program and I just found this and this, and I'm ready to pull the hair out of my head.
Well, it can be scary. You can put 2 words in, and you think you found something that upsets your whole life, and it's not even what it says.
Well, no, yeah, and another thing is I got, I found, what's his name, Al-Kabar, or whatever his name is, was actually behind this so-and-so, and it's like, ugh. Even things that are blamed will be found, but you're not finding the right words. You're not finding pawn and puppet and cover story, and,
We're finding more words. Like I found, when I first started playing around with the Bible code, I put in the word Jesus, right? And just for a game, I just said, well, I'll put in the word evildoer, and Jesus is encoded with evildoer. So now it can get upsetting. If people find that, it could be more upsetting. But then as I put in more words, I found that it said Jesus accused as an evildoer and put to death. See, so sometimes you got to spend time with the codes and not panic when you get 2 words. But I mention that, Sherry, because people have been writing to me, and a lot more people are buying Bible code programs.
Yeah, I don't even want to, I just pull the hair out of my head. It's taken me years to learn them, a lot of discernment, a lot of leading from the Lord and how to do them.
Maybe you should put a page up, how to use the Bible code.
It would just encourage them more.
Well, just to look up a lot of words and not just run with 2 words. People that want to put down the Bible code and say it's false, that's what they do. They find 2 words together like that, and they say, see, the Bible code's false, move on.
Yeah. And the biggest thing I'm finding is that people just cannot distinguish when the Bible codes are talking about the Lord, the Most High, and when they're talking about Lord, the Antichrist.
Sherry?
Yes?
You have Dean from Florida queued when you're ready.
Steve?
Yeah, you have Dean from Florida on the phone.
Okay, put him in.
You're up, Dean.
Thanks.
Hello, Dean.
Pastor, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Just great. You guys have a great show, and I'm glad you got a co-host.
Can you scream? Because I can hardly hear you.
How's this?
Oh, that's good.
Great. I was saying I love your show, and I'm glad you got a co-host, because I can imagine how much work it is to write and do the show at the same time.
Oh, hi, Dean. Thank you. Yeah, I enjoyed it working with Sherry.
I can imagine. It must be just great. I had a question for you, if that was okay.
Did you catch that here? I can't hardly.
I can barely hear you, Dean.
No, I said I had a question for you, if that was okay.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I have a friend, a female, who is simply just plagued terribly by witchcraft. It encompasses her everything she does, as far as physically, mentally, emotionally, and I was wondering if there was any maybe 2 or 3 bullet tips that you could give me to help her combat that, because the big problem that I'm having is that the evil one knows when I'm trying to help her and fast and have her to do certain things, and what happens is her voice gets controlled, and it's hard to even, speak to her at that particular time. If I'm talking about anything else, it's okay. But once I go on the warfare, then it becomes a problem.
Is she a Christian? Is she a born-again believer?
Yes, she is.
Okay, because you can take authority over whatever is coming through her and make it shut up and go away. You know, tell her to go. She has got access somewhere. Probably a generational curse that allows them to stay.
Yeah, because this is going on for years, and I'm finally at a place spiritually where I believe I'm able to help her, because she's just got to go to the next level with fasting. She's done prayer, but she hasn't gone to that hardcore spiritual level yet.
Well, I would suggest that what she needs to do is go through all of the doorways that she has opened, especially with witchcraft. This woman needs deliverance, but she can do self-deliverance. And she needs to go through and renounce everything that the Lord brings to her mind. He asked him to bring the things to her mind that she needs to renounce.
Right.
And she needs to renounce them and ask the Lord to close the doorway that was opened and seal it with the Holy Spirit. And she needs to go through every little thing that he brings to mind. And then she needs to go through and renounce her generational curses. Because it's usually generational things that give them the access to you. And after that, it's usually doorways that you've opened because of your own actions. And if she was in witchcraft, she's opened up a lot of doorways. So she needs to renounce and rebuke all of them.
I agree, Sherry. Does that make sense, Dean?
It does. That's a little bit what I've learned too. But the problem is, I guess now, who cares of how it happened? But the thing is, it appears that this woman's never been associated with that. Of course, I haven't known her all her life, but supposedly she has never been associated with that. So I would imagine it'd have to be generational, because how else could someone who's never been associated with that have it be in it so deeply?
Yeah, it's probably a generational curse. It's probably generational.
She never practiced witchcraft or anything like that?
No.
Has she ever been with Ouija boards or anything like that?
No, like I said, I haven't known the lady all her life. I've known her for a good 4 or 5 years now, and she's a lady in her early 40s, but no, from all appearances, no. Yeah,
well, you need to just give her these things to think about, and because she may, be withholding things she doesn't want to tell you.
Of course.
And just tell her to go through, if she prays and asks the Lord for him to reveal everything to her that she needs to renounce, then he will bring them to her mind. And she needs to take what he gives to her mind and go through and renounce all of those things and ask him to close the doors.
That's true. And will she let you pray with her?
Yes, she will do that.
Well, that's good. Well, see, you're already one step ahead of the game, because prayer is a weapon against Satan.
Yeah, but whenever you have an open door access, they can just come right back in. And so she needs to close the doors. And she needs to be the one to do it, because they're not going to listen to you, but they will listen to her, because she's the one that's allowed them to be there.
Right.
So she has to kick them out. She verbally has to kick them out herself.
Right.
She's got to have those doorways closed, renounce what she's done in the past, and then ask the Lord to close those doors and seal them with His Holy Spirit and take authority over them. Because if she is a child of God, she needs to claim who she is to them.
Exactly. I saw a little, I don't know if it was intended to be a prayer, but you have on one of your sites Hooks and Roots of Sin.
Right.
And in there is a prayer as far as binding demons and taking your body back for the Lord, and I copied that. It's
right, and I do have spiritual warfare on my site at thewatcherfiles.com.
Right.
A lot of people have been using those.
Definitely.
So yeah, it's just a spiritual battle, and just pray and ask the Lord what you can do to have Him guide you and how to work with her, how to counsel with her.
Right. Well, I will definitely do that, Sherry, and thank you, Pastor.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in.
And call back and let us know what happened.
I will. I definitely will. And keep going. You're doing absolutely wonderful. God bless you.
Thank you, Dean.
Spiritual warfare is a tough area, and it's only, every once in a while that I'll write an article on spiritual warfare.
Do you believe, Sherry, sometimes people may not even remember or realize what they did, but they opened a doorway, like played around with a Ouija board, or...
They don't realize how demonic it is. They don't realize they're opening a doorway.
So you're saying people have to go back and renounce what they've done?
Oh, even watching movies like Rosemary's Baby and Exorcist and some of these occultic movies can open doorways. So you need to go back and renounce them. That's the best thing to do, is pray and ask the Lord what it is.